Such a difference maker last
with a changeup, and it's a road trip in Milwaukee on Tuesday. Long set by Brown. He steps off, looks back at Rodden. Looked like Rodden was planning on going on this 3-2 pitch with nobody out. Let's see if he does. As Brown comes set once again. Rodden is going. The 3-2 is high, ball 4. So miss with another fastball, and that's back-to-back walks to Rodden and Donovan to start the third. The walks have been a big issue for Brown. It seems to be where you see as a result of the lack of fastball command as Josh Miller's going to go to the mound. Brown so far this season has had a start where he walked 6, a career high. That was against the Orioles last month. And another start, it was actually the game before that against the Rangers in Arlington where he walked 5. And he's got 2 other starts this year in which he's issued 4 walks. Mound Visit brought to you by Insperity, the official HR sponsor of the Houston Astros. The right moves help teams succeed. How you HR matters. So the table is set, first and second, nobody out for Randy Arozarena, who homered into the Landry's Crawford boxes his first time up. Arozarena with hits in 5 of his last 6 games. Was hitless yesterday, but came into this game hitting .375 in 10 games against the Astros this year. Now has 3 homers against them. Brown delivers. Fastball inside. Ground ball right side to Allen, to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Just not hit hard enough to turn 2. But that was encouraging from Hunter Brown. Really crammed that fastball in there, and it would have been over the inside corner for a strike even if Arozarena hadn't swung at it.
Yeah, especially just to get that quick out as well. Just get one over, and you're still a ground ball away of getting out of this inning without any damage.
So Rodden goes to third. Arozarena at first. 1 out. 1-0 Mariners. And Dominic Canzone, the batter, doubled to right field in the first, but was stranded. There goes a runner. Pitch is a strike, thrown in a second by Diaz. The tag, got him! Arozarena tagged out by Pena. Was in with the head first slides. Throw sailed a bit. It sailed to the second baseman side of the bag, and Pena able to reach and tag Arozarena on the leg, and the Mariners are not going to challenge. So that's a big out there on the caught stealing with Yainer Diaz and Jeremy Pena hooking up.
I think the throw up the line might have helped the play becoming out here. You throw it even with the bag, he might not get that hand in there, but by tagging his foot, he beats him in there just ahead of the hand.
So 2 outs. Rodden still at third. It's an 0-1 count to Canzone. The pitch was a strike. Long set. Now the pitch. And Canzone lines it into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Rodden can walk home. Dominic Canzone's 2 for 2. Has an RBI single to make it 2-0 Seattle. A slider down and in into that nitro zone for a left-handed hitter. And Canzone continues to torment the Astros. He has multi-hit games in all 3 games of this series now. Brings up Julio Rodriguez, who flied out to deep right center his first time. Pitch on the way, and Rodriguez whacks it foul back to the screen. Strike 1. 48 pitches for Brown, working in the 3rd inning. Mentioned the Mariners head to Milwaukee after this. The Brewers just took a series in LA from the Dodgers, beating them 6-2 this afternoon. The Dodgers can continue to struggle, although they have a healthy lead atop the NL West. 0-1. That is a strike on the outside corner. Yesterday, Dave Roberts benching Kyle Tucker and said the reason he sat Kyle Tucker was because of how much he has struggled at home. He played today. Tucker's now 0 for his last 19 at Dodger Stadium. Runner goes. The 0-2 is strike 3 call at the top of the zone. Throw down to second, but doesn't matter as Rodriguez goes down looking. to end the inning. But the Mariners get a run on the RBI single by Canzone. And after 2.5, Mariners 2.
Line by October 15th.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network. Dog Day is back at Daikin Park this Saturday and Sunday, presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Bring your four-legged Astros fan, enjoy special activities, and be one of the first 500 dogs through the gates each day for an exclusive Astros dog toy. Get yours and your pup's tickets at astros.com/dogday. 2-0 Mariners lead the Astros, bottom of the third. Brian Wu back to work. Set down the Astros in order so far on 19 pitches. Lamont Wade Jr. leads it off, getting the start in right field. Left-handed hitter. Infield place in the pull, pitch on the way. And Wade takes one up and away. Batting .218 in 32 games this season with the Astros. .344 on base percentage, 2 homers, and 15 RBIs for Wade. Astros signed him in early June. 1-0. That's over for a strike. Wade started the year at AAA Charlotte in the White Sox system. And the White Sox released him in early June, had an opt-out June 1st. And the Astros signed him 3 days later. 1-1. That is in tight, 2 balls and a strike. For a veteran player like Wade on a minor league deal, you generally have several opt-outs over the course of that contract, with June 1st being one of those dates. And Wade able to use it to his advantage, getting a big league opportunity. 2-1, swing and a miss. Tardy on the fastball at 97, away from him, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, usually guys like that, when they have those kind of deals in their contract, they usually get picked up pretty quick as soon as they get their release anyway. So, barring injuries from other teams, there's always somebody looking for that guy off the bench that they may need every now and then.
2-2, swing and a miss. Slider gets him. And Wade strikes out, the third for Brian Wu, and there's one away. One thing that's been interesting about Wu this year is his fastball velocity has crept up each month as the season has gone on. Kind of unique. Yeah. But he's throwing as hard in August as he has all season.
That's kind of working backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Yainer Diaz stands in. Right-handed hitting catcher. First pitch. And Yainer smokes it into right center. That's down for a base hit. Just eluded the second baseman Young. And Yainer Diaz back in the lineup with the first hit for the Astros today. Comes with 1 out in the home third. Now Nick Allen to the plate, starting at second base with Altuve DHing. Allen hitting .255, .298 on base percentage, a home run and 12 runs batted in. Donovan even with third, middle infield back, shaded to pull. Pitch on the way. And Allen dribbles it foul behind home for strike one. Mariners lead 2-0. Long set. Now the 0-1. Bouncing ball up the middle. Taylor made. Fielded by Young behind second. Steps on the bag. Throws to first. Side retired. So the Astros with a one-out single, but Wu faces the minimum nevertheless. And we go to the fourth inning.
Member FDIC.
Hey, ever had one of them days wish you would've stayed home, running to a group of suckers who getting their hate on? You won't buy, they get wrong. You reply, then things get long. Wait, I question, wait, had discussion, just you against them, pick one in rush. Figure you'll get jumped, yeah, that's next. They don't wanna stop there, now they bustin'. Now you gushing, ambulance rushing you to the hospital with a bad concussion. Plus you hit 4 times, with a hit your spine, paralyzed, way down, in your wheelchair bound. Never mind that now, you lucky to be alive. Just think it all starts, you fussing with 3 guys, and your pride in the way, but your pride is the way you can mess around, get shot, die in a day. People die every day, all over nonsense. Dirty money, dice games, stash box contents. Could this be cause of hip-hop music? Did the ones with the good sense not use it? Usually people don't know what to do when it back against the wall, so they just start shooting. For red or for blue or for dough, I guess. From bankhead of the old project. No more straight, now I'm straight. Now I get it, now I take time to think before I make mistakes, just for my family's sake. That part of me left yesterday. The heart of me is strong today. No regrets.
An emergency is always an emergency. If you are experiencing concerning symptoms that require immediate medical attention, don't wait, especially if you are at risk for heart attack or stroke. Some conditions or illness can worsen if you wait to seek treatment. Visit HoustonMethodist.org/ER to find emergency care near you. If you are experiencing a serious or life-threatening medical emergency, please call 911. Houston Methodist is the official healthcare provider for the Houston Astros. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Mariners leading the Astros 2-0 as we start the fourth inning. Hunter Brown delivers to Josh Naylor, left-handed hitting first baseman, and that's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Naylor flied out to right field his first time up. 2 runs, 3 hits for Seattle. No runs, 1 hit for the Astros. Neither team's been charged with an error. 0-1. And that's down. Another fastball, and it's a 1-1 count. Kick and the pitch. And Naylor lifts this in the center, racing in Varsho, and he makes the tumbling catch. That ball looked like it was dive bombing at the end. Varsho had to turn his glove around, kind of catch it basket style as he came forward and got it just before it hit the ground and wound up sliding on the side of his left leg as he made that play.
He might have been dealing with a little bit of a knuckleball action right there,
Yeah.
because when you get a ball like that hit to center field and it doesn't go left or right, it's usually knuckling on you. So that's the hardest play you can have as an outfielder in general, but especially as a center fielder. The ball's supposed to fly true for you in center field, but that's a great job, just 1, blocking it, but 2, catching it. And
yes,
that's not an easy play, even though it looks a lot easier than it was made.
Cole Young, an awkward swing at a curveball in the dirt, strike 1. Young grounded out his first time. Looked like he was swinging a fly swatter there. .54 pitches now for Brown. Delivers an 0-1. It's in the dirt. You think back, can you remember the most awkward swing you took in a big league game?
Just one? No, there were a lot of awkward
I'm
swings.
sure there was more than one, because every hitter has their fair share. But is there one that stands out? Here comes the 1-1 to Young. That's down 2-1.
I mean, the first one that pops to my head, I don't know if it was necessarily the worst, but probably felt the most awkward, was Stephen Wright, the knuckleballer from Boston. He threw some of the most disgusting pitches ever, and my goodness.
Here's a 2-1. That's at the knees for a strike. I believe, was it a game here at Daikin Park? Do you recall?
It was actually when I was a Dodger.
Okay.
So it was at Dodger Stadium in 2016. I think it was probably around mid to late August. But man, he was doing things. You know, with a knuckleballer, he can do all kinds of different things, and then within 2 inches of you swinging, it does completely something else. So it made me look pretty foolish.
2-2 to Young. Get fouled back into the screen. Stephen Wright, an all-star one year. The game I was thinking of, so it was a different game. I don't remember if you were here yet, actually, for this game. Wright had a game here at Daikin Park for the Red Sox in which he tied a Major League record throwing, or there were 4 pass balls in 1 inning, and I believe it was the first inning. 2-2, ground ball right side. Waiting on it is Allen. Second baseman has it, throws to first in time, 2 out. Ryan Lavarnway was the catcher for the Red Sox.
Yep.
And 4 pass balls. And if you look at the players, the catchers who share that record, all of them were catching knuckleballers.
All of them, yep.
Remember, Gino Petralli's one of them, catching Charlie Huff. It's all guys like that.
Right.
But I remember, obviously, Steve Sparks, a knuckleballer, and he was talking about the reason Lavarnway had so many pass balls is because Wright's knuckleball was really good that day. First pitch to Cal Raleigh is up and away for a ball. Raleigh struck out his first time.
I hadn't seen many knuckleballers in my life, but I got to face plenty of live batting practice sessions with Tim Wakefield. Stephen Wright is the nastiest knuckleball I've ever seen, and I've faced R.A. Dickey.
There's a 1-0 to Raleigh. That's high.
So I've seen some. R.A. Dickey's a Cy Young Award winner as a knuckleballer, and it's just how hard he could throw it. But with Stephen Wright, he'd throw that slow floater. And it makes sense why guys can't catch it, because you can't do anything. You might as well just put on hockey pads and be a hockey goalie at that point.
The 2-0. That is high, 3-0. Alan Ashby talking yesterday, press conference for he and the family of Phil Garner. Ashby and Garner going into the Astros Hall of Fame yesterday. And he was talking about catching Joe Niekro, knuckleballer who pitched for the Astros, 3-0. And that is high. A 4-pitch walk to Raleigh with 2 out here in the 4th. The 3rd walk issued by Brown. And yeah, he was talking about he basically became a hockey goalie. And then I've talked with Ash about this in the past, how tough it was for him to catch Joe Niekro and how he felt like it really just kind of screwed him up as a catcher, because he was like, I always thought of myself as a pretty good receiver. As Weston Wilson stands in, flied out his first time. First pitch, that's high, ball 1. But yeah, it was just such a challenge catching Niekro for Ashby, and I'm sure not just him.
Yeah, you go behind that dish and you're catching with all the confidence in the world, and it takes 2-3 balls. They don't even have to be pass balls that you just knock down where you just feel absolutely defeated. And you're up there going, next pitch is like, man, I really don't know what I'm about to do here.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you think of guys who are like elite and good at catching knuckleballers, it's a rarity, because when it comes to mind for me, the guy that followed around R.A. Dickey, I believe it was Tolley.
Josh
Tolley, right? Josh Tolley followed him from New York to Toronto to everywhere he went. So if you got a guy like that, and I think it was Mirabelli,
Doug Mirabelli,
right, for Wake in Boston, So those things matter. If you can get a guy that can catch it, you can keep a pretty hefty job, because, and that's nothing against those guys, but they weren't the greatest hitters of all time at catching, but they found jobs every 5th day, and that's what it takes.
Yainer Diaz back to the plate after a mound visit. It's a 1-0 count to Wilson. 5 straight out of the zone for Brown. Pitch on the way. And that is just off the outside corner with the slider. 2 balls and no strikes. There's the famous story of Doug Mirabelli. He had gone to the San Diego Padres, and Josh Bard had been signed by the Red Sox to catch Wakefield. It wasn't working out, so they got Mirabelli back as quickly as they could. 2-0 inside, 3-0. The famous story of him.
The police escort
flying in, landing something
in the car.
Landing something like an hour before first pitch in Boston, and getting a police escort, whole 9 yards, just so he could come back and catch a Tim Wakefield start. 3-0. And that is inside, and that is 8 straight balls thrown by Hunter Brown. Back-to-back 2-out walks to Raleigh and Wilson. And now 4 walks for Brown in the ball game.
4 walks in your last 9 hitters as well, too. So they haven't been spread out. They've all been in the last 2 innings.
And Brock Rodden stands in. He walked to lead off the 3rd inning and scored. Brown delivers. Curveball spins outside. And Hunter finding the strike zone to be elusive, throwing something else to see if maybe that could get him into the zone. The 1-0. Outside with a changeup. So he's having trouble throwing strikes with anything right now.
He's searching for some feel right now, trying to get those fingers to where you can find a release point. He's not. He's on an island right now.
A really tough place for any pitcher to be. The 2-0 to Rodden. And that is low. 3-0. The changeup. Brown works on the first base side of the rubber. Now the 3-0. Right in there, 3-1. And that doesn't make a pitcher feel any better when you get the mock cheer. I mean, the fans are trying to support, obviously, but 11 straight balls thrown by Hunter before that strike to Rodden. 3-1. High and outside, ball 4. So 12 of 13 out of the strike zone for Brown. He has walked the bases loaded with 2 out here in the 4th, and that brings up Brendan Donovan, the leadoff man. And Josh Miller is going to come out of the dugout as A.J. Bluebaugh just got the call to start warming up in the Astros pen in right center. A couple of the infielders will join in on the conference. Walker and Allen trying to find a way to get Brown back into the strike zone here. Mariners leading 2-0 in the top of the 4th, and obviously trying to prevent this from getting away from you early. If you're the Astros, trying to find a way to get your ace back in the strike zone as the command continues to be elusive at times for Hunter Brown. Miller headed back to the dugout. So it's Raleigh at 3rd, Wilson at 2nd, Rodden at 1st. 7, 8, and 9 hitters all being walked. 12 of 13 thrown for balls by Brown, who's now at 72 pitches for the game. Donovan, the batter, he has grounded out and walked. Infield shades to pull. Paredes steps shy of the grass at 3rd. Brown's pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Sometimes that's the biggest step, just getting strike 1.
Yeah, getting that first pitch strike out of, after a mound visit has to be a huge sigh of relief and say, hey, there it is. I still have it somewhere.
The 0-1. And that's fouled back to the screen. Another fastball, and it's quickly 0-2 to Donovan. Runners lead off all 3 bases for Seattle. Brown straightens up as he comes set. The 0-2. And that is just inside. 3 straight fastballs, that last one at 98. And it's a 1-2 count. That was inside by maybe an inch or 2. The 1-2. Just inside again. All fastballs here to Donovan, and it's a 2-2 count.
Hunter Brown is a very angry individual right now. Every time he gets back on that rubber, he's self-talking, shaking his head at his own self.
2-2. Hit foul over the screen through a slider. So the first non-fastball to Donovan here. And the count remains even. No place to put Donovan. Brown with the 2-2. Strike three call at the top of the zone. Throws him with a fastball, and the side is retired. So Hunter Brown lost the strike zone, but found it in time, stranding the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Mariners 2, Astros 9.
Line by October 15th.
Leading off for your Houston Astros, the shortstop number 3, Jeremy Pena.
Houston's most unique holiday celebration is back. Enjoy Astros Light Up the Park, presented by Houston Methodist at Dyken Park, December 4th through January 3rd. Perfect for all ages. Go to astros.com/lightupthepark for tickets. 2-0. Mariners lead the Astros, bottom of the fourth. Brian Wu's faced the minimum through 3. Has allowed 1 hit. First pitch to Jeremy Pena is over for a strike. Pena grounded out his first time. Jeremy with hits in each of his last 3 games, but still just 4 for his last 44. The 0-1. And that's rocketed to right and deep. Back on it is Canzone at the wall. See you later! Number 14 for Pena, and it's 2-1 Mariners. Pena picks up his 40th run batted into the season. And that's an encouraging sign for Jeremy, an opposite field homer. Here's Jordan. Daniels Jewelers is your proud trip around the diamond sponsor. Don't miss out. Grab your 50% off coupon instantly at danielsjewelers.com/baseball. That's danielsjewelers.com/baseball. Alvarez flied out to deep left his first time. Wu delivers, and there's a strike with a 2-seamer over the outer third. Oh, 1. That's a little high. It's a ball and a strike.
It's an absolutely beautiful swing by Pena. Watching the replay up here, everything was working in sync. Head down, everything was closed off. Everything looked great. He hadn't been to that point here in the last week or so. So hopefully he found something to keep him going and getting back to going.
1-1. And Alvarez smashes one to left center, racing over Rodriguez. He's going to get there and makes the catch on the jog. A couple of steps from the warning track. Ball struck ball by Jordan. And there's one away. That home run by Pena ended a 16-inning scoreless streak for Wu. Hadn't allowed a run in either of his last 2 starts, which were against the Yankees and the Tigers. 1 out, nobody on for Isaac Paredes. He flied out his first time. 2-1 Mariners, bottom of the fourth. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Rangers lost earlier. Astros a 2.5-game lead in the division presently. First pitch is a little bit low with a slider. Wu, deep breath. Now the kick in the 1-0. Strike on the inside corner. 97 on that fastball. Talking earlier about Wu and his fastball velocity increasing as the season has gone on. He was averaging 95.5 miles per hour on his fastball in the first month of the season. It's up a full mile an hour per average this month. That fastball. 1-1. That's down. Did he go around? No swing, says Marvin Hudson at first.
Yeah, that's pretty backwards when you're thinking about a guy who's still pitching relatively well in almost mid to late August.
Yeah.
And not only that, this guy's 97 to 98 is very effortless. There's not very much movement in his body.
2-1. That's down, and it's 3-1.
Everything is just so fluid and rhythmic, and it just comes out of there like a rocket.
6th-round pick of the Mariners in 2021 out of Cal Poly. Same school that produced former Astros pitcher Bud Norris. 3-1. It's in there for a strike to run the count full. 97 on the 2-seamer. As Paredes uses his timeout. No one sees more pitches per plate appearance than Isaac Paredes. Averages nearly 4.5 pitches per plate appearance. 3-2. Pulled foul third base side behind coach Tony Perez-Chica. And it's still the 3-2 count. Two to 1 Seattle. 1 out, no one on for the Astros, top of the 5th. Or bottom of the 4th, beg your pardon. 3-2 again. And Paredes hooks it foul down the left field line. One hops off the net above the sidewall. 7 pitches seen by Isaac. And the count remains full.
I think he might lead the big leagues as well in hard hit line drives pulled.
Yeah, to the foul side.
I think so, yeah.
There's the 8th pitch to Paredes. And he pops it up. Playable on the infield. Young and Rod encircling. It's Young who'll make the catch just to the right of second base. And there are 2 out. 8-pitch battle between Paredes and Wu. Here's Altuve, struck out his first time up. Wu has struck out 3 in this game. Astros down by a run. Right-hander delivers. Swing and a foul tip. Big swing by Altuve at a fastball that was elevated at 98. 0-1. One strike pitch. And that misses down and away. It's a ball and a strike. Another fastball. It's been a steady diet of fastballs from Wu in this game, whether it be the 4-seamer or the 2-seamer. The 1-1 swing and a miss. There was a sweeper running away from Altuve. 1-2.
Tell a guy who throws a lot of fastballs, what's he do? Proves you wrong.
Yeah.
Throws a sweeper.
About 3/4 of the pitches Wu has thrown tonight have been the fastball. 1-2. That's high. That was a fastball at 98, and it's 2-2. And he's averaging 97 on both the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer tonight. To Altuve. Down and away with another fastball to run the count full.
That one was 99.
He threw his first pitch of the season over 99 miles an hour yesterday, so that was technically 98.9, right?
Well,
so you
know,
round
it's
up.
mid-August, so he's probably got to crank it up another mile an hour before September 1st rolls around.
Waiting for a 3-2. 2 out, nobody on for the Astros. Last of the fourth, down by a run. The pitch. Outside, ball 4. So Altuve able to draw the walk after falling behind 1-2. And he passes the baton to Dalton Varsho. That's the first walk issued by Wu, who has walked 2 or fewer in all of his starts this year. Varsho flied out to right center his first time. Altuve held on by Naylor. Throw over to first. Jose back with a dive. Wasn't too far off the base. 4 steals in 6 attempts for Altuve. And a stolen base in the first game of this series on Friday night after he had missed the previous game with the left foot contusion. First pitch. And Varsho hits it a mile high right side of the infield. Now backing up into short right. Second baseman Young waiting for it to come down. Secures it with both hands to retire the side. Astros strand a runner, but they get one on Pena's home run to lead off the inning. And after 4 innings at Dyken Park,
Fifth inning brought to you by Take 5 Oil Change. Houston area fans, wear your Astros gear on Tuesdays to get 25% off your oil change. Terms and conditions apply. Visit take5.com for locations and details. Mariners with a 2-1 lead over the Astros as we start the 5th inning. Hunter Brown 78 pitches through 4. He has walked 5 and struck out 3. Randy Arozarena, who got him for a homer in the first inning, stands in. He's 1 for 2. Brown delivers. And there's a strike on the inside corner. Lefty Bennett Souza is throwing in the Astros bullpen. Astros got A.J. Blubaugh up in the top of the 4th when Brown was in the middle of walking 3 straight with 2 out. The 0-1. And that is at the knees for a strike. Arozarena taps the helmet, or did he?
I think he thought about it, but didn't quite go that far.
Okay, so the way the challenge works, you have to verbally say it as well as tap the helmet. And yeah, Arozarena a little indecisive. He was right not to challenge that pitch, by the way. The 0-2. Bounced that one in there. A fastball, maybe. It was 90.
Man, that was the change up.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's 1-2. The kick and the 1-2. Breaking ball hits softly, snared on a short hop by Pena to his right, throws to first in time. Athletic play by Pena. a tricky one as it was just floating out there. Pena able to get it after moving to his right and then throwing on the move to get Rosarena, who runs pretty well.
Yeah, several things right there that could have gone wrong. Wait on the wrong hop, comes up and gets a, not necessarily an easy hop, but then continues to move forward as he's running to throw the ball. Still not an easy play on both sides of that ball.
There's Dominic Canzone, 2 for 2 with a double and an RBI single. Pitch on the way. And Canzone fouls it out of play off to the left. Strike one. By the way, speaking of shortstop, that reminds me of a question that I got for you from a listener. So you talked yesterday about how your high school coach moved you from shortstop to the outfield. 0-1. That is outside, a ball on the strike, and you mentioned how you were not very happy about it at the time. It was your junior year, right?
Correct.
You got moved to the outfield. So I had someone write in saying, so what happened to the guy who replaced Reddick at shortstop on his high school team? Here's the 1-1 to Canzone. And there's a strike on the inside corner with a two-seamer.
He still lives in my hometown.
Does he?
Yeah.
So was it a situation where your coach thought that he was a better shortstop than you, or he just thought it would be better for you to be in the outfield?
Yeah, that's the second one.
Okay. 1-2 to Canzone. Swing and a miss. Got him on a curveball in the dirt. Canzone down on strikes. This is as sharp as Brown has looked all night. Fourth strikeout for Hunter, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, whatever he went underneath and broke or shattered or talked to is looking good right now.
Here's Julio Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. 86 pitches for Hunter.
The funny reason I was told, he told me, he said I was too fast and my arm was too strong to play shortstop.
First pitch to Rodriguez. Curveballs outside. So he was complimenting you.
Sort of. I think it was his way of just trying to get me to cope with it, because the current Braves shortstop at the time was Furcal, and he was pretty fast and he had a strong arm, so his argument wasn't very valid.
1-0. That's lifted foul and out of play off to the right. Furcal played in an era before StatCast, but I mean, I'm sure if StatCast had been around, he would have consistently had throws from shortstop.
Upper 90s.
Absolutely.
He was an upper 90s guy. Even back then, like, they had ways of judging it. It was up there.
Yeah. He had one of the better shortstop's arms that has been seen in baseball probably in the last, say, 30 years. 1-1 to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Good slider down and away, and it's 1-2. Sousa's ready in the pen. Brown about to throw his 90th pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Vicious curveball gets Rodriguez. And Hunter Brown with a 1-2-3 inning. Back-to-back strikeouts gives him 5 for the game. And we're through 4.5. Mariners
To watch the Astros anytime, anywhere. Get all your SEHN programming like the Astros, Rockets, and behind-the-scenes features all in one spot. Learn more at astros.com/watch. 2-1, Mariners lead the Astros bottom of the fifth. Brian Wu, 47 pitches through the first four, facing Christian Walker, who struck out his first time. Pitch on the way, and that runs inside, ball one. Pena with a home run in the fourth for the Astros tally. Astros have had 3 base runners, 2 hits and a walk. Wu has struck out 3. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, high fastball. And it's 1-1.
We're also in the bottom of the fifth, and he's about to throw his 50th pitch of the ball game.
Super efficient, to say the least. Wu has only had 3 starts out of his 23 coming into tonight, in which he's failed to last 5. He had a streak of 38 straight starts going at least 5 innings. 1-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. Walker challenges. Strip Gibson behind the plate. This might have grazed the outside corner barely. We're talking about maybe by the width of a sheet of paper. Yeah.
Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
Just did catch the corner, so the Astros lose the challenge. And it's 1-2 to Walker. Yeah, that stretch of 38 straight starts going at least 5 innings for Wu, that ended in mid-April this year. It dated back to September of 2024. Pitch misses high, 2-2. So Wu went at least 5 innings in all 30 of his starts last year when he was an all-star at a 2.94 ERA. But dealt with an injury late in the season for Seattle. 2-2. That is high. Did he go around? He did not, says Marvin Hudson at first. It was actually a start against the Astros September 19th last year. He had thrown 5 innings. He came back out for the 6th, threw a few warm-up pitches, and then something didn't feel right. Wound up coming off the field with a trainer with what was called right pectoral inflammation. 3-2. That is at the knees for strike 3. Walker goes down looking at a painted 97-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the 4th strikeout for Wu. 2nd time he's gotten Walker, and there's 1 away. Yeah, Wu did not go on the IL. He missed the last 8 games that the Mariners played. He did wind up coming back to pitch out of the bullpen in the ALCS. He wasn't on the Division Series roster for the Mariners. First pitch, Lamont Wade Jr. is hit foul over the screen. Wade struck out his first time.
So the bullpen probably likes him a lot when he gets to come out here. And your manager, you get a guy like that who's going to guarantee give you 5 or 6 innings. You get to kick back in the bullpen, and the manager just gets to watch some baseball that's not very stressful, hopefully.
Yeah. 0-1. Hit foul and out of play off to the left into the 3rd deck. By the way, Bennett Sousa's warming in the Astros bullpen. I do not think Hunter Brown is out of this game yet. Through 90 pitches, was watching him when he walked down the dugout steps. Nobody came over to him to shake his hand or anything, so we'll see. 0-2 to Wade. That's up. Brown, his best inning, stuff-wise, was the top half of this 5th inning. So we'll see what the future holds here. Astros down by a run, 1 out, nobody on, bottom of the 5th. 1-2 to Wade. In the dirt, 2-2. Missed with a breaking ball. Yeah, Wu pitched twice out of the bullpen in the ALCS for the Mariners against Toronto. Series that wound up going 7 games. 2-2. Hit sharply and snared by the 3rd baseman Donovan. A step to his left. Had to leave his feet slightly as he reached up. And got to that hard hit line drive by Wade. 2 away. Was playing way off the line against a left-handed hitter.
That's where baseball gets the most frustrating as a hitter. You do everything right, and like baseball does, you don't always get rewarded.
You even hit it against the defense.
I sure did. To the one guy on that side.
Yanner Diaz, the batter, singled his first time up. Pitch on the way. And that is just inside for a ball.
Mariners in the division series last year against the Tigers. That also went the distance, went the full 5 games with the Mariners prevailing. And then that 7-game ALCS with Toronto. 1-0. Ground ball softly hit. Coming in and charging. Third baseman Donovan. He has it. Throws to first in time to get Yiner. Good stretch by Naylor. Had to reach far to his right, but was able to keep the bag. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wu. We're through 5 innings.
Come one, come y'all.
Please enjoy the Phil Collins while you wait. 2-1, Mariners lead the Astros as we start the top of the 6th inning, and the Astros do indeed go to the bullpen and bring in lefty Bennett Sousa. 3.46 ERA in 16 games, 13 innings, 11 hits, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts. 2 left-handed hitters and a switch hitter due up this inning, starting with Josh Naylor. First pitch, and Naylor hits it sharply but foul up the first base side. Hits off the screen in front of the Houston dugout. Naylor has flied out and lined out. 0 for 2. Sousa replaces Hunter Brown, who went the first 5 through 90 pitches, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits. He walked 5, 1 off a career high, and he also struck out 5 and is on the hook. 0-1. Pulled right side past the diving Allen and into right field. The base hit for Naylor, and the Mariners have the leadoff man on. Seattle's 4th hit of the game. Naylor now with a 7-game hit streak. It brings up Cole Young, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. Astros can take a 3-game lead in the AL West with a win tonight because of the Rangers' loss in Sacramento. First pitch to Young. Swing and a miss. Gets slider down and away. 0-1. Young uses his timeout and he'll settles back into the box. Waiting for an 0-1. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Another slider down and away. By the way, the Rangers, with their loss today to the A's, lose 2 out of 3 in that series. And they finish up a 7-game road trip through Anaheim and Sacramento at 2-5. against the two last place teams in the division. 0-2 down and away, 1-2. Like the Astros, the Rangers are off tomorrow, and they start a 6-game homestand on Tuesday against the Nationals and Angels. One and two, the count to Cole Young. The runner goes, the 2-1, swing and a miss, and the throw down to second, not nearly in time. Young strikes out. It was a 1-2 pitch. Young strikes out. It's a stolen base for Naylor. Not the fleetest of foot, but very opportunistic. That's Naylor's 24th steal on the year in 30 attempts. So he gets in a scoring position. There's now one out for Cal Raleigh, who has struck out and walked.
He's not the fastest, but he's actually very good at stealing second base. He picks his spots and finds the right time to get the right pitch.
And able to do it with a lefty on the mound, too. First pitch. That's up and away. Raleigh turning around to bat right-handed for the first time tonight. Last year, Naylor had 30 steals and 32 attempts between the Diamondbacks and Mariners. Naylor, who's listed at 5'10", 235 pounds. He's the first player in Major League history to steal 20 bases in a season, 1-0, that's high, who is under 6 feet tall and 235 pounds or heavier. The 20 steal season. And it's not like he's been doing this for a while. Coming into 2025, he had stolen 25 bases total in his big league career.
Wow.
Naylor takes off for third. The pitch is a strike. Throw down the third, and this time they got him. Naylor may be getting a little too greedy. He did have a great jump. He had a step or two before Souza even lifted the leg. Mariners thinking about challenging, and they're not going to. So that's the second runner that Yainer Diaz has thrown out stealing today. And there are now 2 outs and the base is empty.
And Naylor actually had a really good jump off of him. He jumped before Souza had even thrown the pitch.
But
that shorter throw to third just sometimes gets you.
And that was right on the money by Diaz.
It really was. It was a perfect throw to get him.
So it's 2-1 now to Cal Raleigh. Souza delivers. Swing and a dribbler foul. Bounce to the right. Got a piece of Raleigh as well. 2-2. 2-1 Seattle. Top of the 6th. Souza comes set, hands at the belt. The kick in the 2-2. Bounce foul off to the left. 2-2 still to Raleigh. Souza making his second appearance in this series. Gave up a run in an inning of work on Friday. Two. And Raleigh hits it a mile high, pretty deep to left. Alvarez is back at the wall, and it's gone. A roof scraper of a home run by Cal Raleigh. His first hit of the series, and it is 3-1 Seattle. Raleigh's 13th of the season. And we'll take a look at the metrics here in a second, but that's one of those that's probably a home run in maybe one other ballpark other than Daikin Park. Weston Wilson stands in. He has flied out and walked. Pitch on the way. And Wilson takes a slider off the outside corner for ball 1. Yep, this is the only ballpark where that ball was a home run, according to StatCast.
I would believe that this would be the one of only one.
1-0 is a little high, 2-0. Just did sneak it into the Landry's Crawford boxes. In the dirt, and it's 3-0 now to Wilson. So after giving up the long ball, Souza falling behind 3-0. Switch hitter Brock Rodden on deck. Second home run tonight for the Mariners. Rosarena has one as well. Seattle scores just over half of their runs via the long ball, highest percentage in baseball. There's a strike on the outside corner. As a team overall, they're in the middle of the pack in home runs. Came into today 16th out of the 30 teams in long balls. (3-1). There's a strike on the inside corner. A fastball to run the count full. Astros have a home run for their tally, courtesy of Jeremy Pena in the 4th. One of 2 hits that the Astros have tonight. (3-2) to Wilson. Low, ball 4. Missed with the slider. And Wilson draws a 2-out walk. Second time he has walked tonight. And that'll bring up Brock Rodden, who has walked twice and has scored a run. Switch hitter will turn around and bat right-handed. Playing in his 3rd big league game, Brock Rodden, the native of Durant, Oklahoma. Throw over to first base. Back with a dive goes Wilson. And Brock Rodden's about to get a treat after this game, go on his first big league flight. That's always a big moment. As he joined the team here in Houston, so he'll fly with the Mariners to Milwaukee after this. Pitch on the way. Ground ball hit sharply past the dive of the drawn-in Paredes and into left field. Down to second base goes Wilson. And Brock Rodden with a hard hit single. That's his 3rd hit of this series, and the first one that isn't a double.
He's going to get his first big league flight. Not the most ideal one. The Sunday night game travel, get in super early, but you know what? You got your first big league off day tomorrow, so
he'll be the most excited person on the plane.
Yes, he will.
Everybody else will be exhausted.
Telling him to be quiet and go sit down.
So back to the top of the order, and Brendan Donovan 0 for 2 with a walk. He had 3 2-out RBI hits yesterday. First pitch, and Donovan lifts it foul down the left field line for strike 1. Another left-on-left matchup for Souza. 3-1 Seattle. 2 on, 2 out for the Mariners, top of the 6th. Rubber game of this 3-game series. Astros winning on a walk-off Friday. Mariners with the equalizer yesterday. 0-1. There's a strike on the outside corner. Astros are 2-8 against Seattle this year, and both wins walk-off wins. Donovan waiting for an 0-2. The kick and the pitch. Slider lifted down the left field line, slicing. Alvarez is over, and it's into the seats, foul. A.J. Blubaugh tossing once again in the Astros bullpen. Souza, glove against the letters, hunched over as he looks in to Diaz. Now straightens up and comes set. 0-2 again, and it's in the dirt with the slider, knocked down by Diaz. Souza, the long sleeves underneath his orange jersey. 1-2. Donovan lifts this to left. Alvarez going back on it. Backpedaling, reaches up, makes the catch. Kind of misjudged that initially. Didn't realize how sharply it was hit. But the side is retired. Mariners get a run on the home run by Cal Raleigh. And we're through 5.5 at Daikin Park. Mariners 3, Astros 1.
Online now.
Stay tuned for the 10th inning postgame show on our flagship station, KBME 790, immediately following our coverage on the Astros radio network. Mariners with a 3-1 lead over the Astros as we start the home 6th inning. Brian Wu, just 60 pitches through the first 5. He's given up 2 hits. Yanner Diaz single with 1 out in the 3rd. And a Jeremy Pena home run to lead off the 4th. Wu has also walked 1. Nick Allen, the batter, first pitch. And Allen takes one inside. He grounded into a double play his first time up. Batting in the 9 spot and playing second base with Altuve DHing. 3 runs, 6 hits for Seattle. 1 run, 2 hits for the Astros. Neither team's been charged with an error. The 1-0. And Allen cranks it deep to left, and you can kiss it goodbye. To the back of the Landry's Crawford boxes for Nick Allen's 2nd home run of the year. It's 3-2 Seattle. So the Astros get the run back that the Mariners got in the top half of the inning on Raleigh's long ball. The 4th home run hit in this ball game. Daniels Jewelers is your proud trip around the diamond sponsor. Don't miss out. Grab your 50% off coupon instantly at danielsjewelers.com/baseball. That's danielsjewelers.com/baseball. There's Jeremy Pena, who had the Astros' first home run of the night in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball spins inside. So Nick Allen went 490 plate appearances without a home run before he hit his first this season. That was on May 24th in Chicago off Shota Imanaga of the Cubs. So now Raleigh's going to go to the mound. And Allen waiting not nearly as long for his 2nd home run of the season.
I think Allen and somebody in the dugout had some kind of game plan right there. After he went 1-0, the fastball percentage must have been a very high rate for Wu, as it already is anyway. But as soon as he made contact, he pointed to somebody immediately after he dropped his bat. So
let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network. Raleigh back behind the plate after a quick mound visit. It's a 1-0 count to Pena. The pitch. And Jeremy fouls it out of play into the 3rd deck off to the right. Nice catch by a fan in the first row of the upper deck. And it's a 1-1 count.
Living example where you always use 2 hands catching the ball. Kids, teenagers, if you're listening, 2 hands on those fly balls.
Mariners now get double-barreled action in their bullpen. Right-hander Edward Bizzardo and the lefty Gabe Spire. Brian Abreu was up in the Astros pen. 1-1 to Pena. Breaking ball popped up right side. Naylor going back into short right field makes the call and the catch. And there is 1 away. So now it's Yordan Alvarez to the plate, 0 for 2. He's hit the ball pretty well each of his first 2 times. Flied out to deep left in the 1st and a deep left center in the 4th. Alvarez ready and waiting. 3-2 Seattle. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. The pitch is up and away for a ball.
A little surprised at the panic here, Robert. Double barrel. The man's got 65 pitches.
Yeah, no kidding. 1-0. That's a strike over the inner 3rd, and it's 1-1.
All because of 2 solo homers. I get the game's close, but I don't know. He's been throwing the ball pretty well. Minus 2 pitches this whole game.
Yeah, using the eye test. 1-1. Hit off the hands and over the screen. 36 home runs for Yordan. Leads the American League, 1 more than Tampa Bay's Junior Caminero.
And he's tied with Matt Olson of the Braves for second most home runs in the majors. Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies has 37. 1-2. That's down, and it's 2-2. 37 home runs. And again, Jordan's one shy of that. That would match his career best. Jordan hit 37 home runs in 2022. 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got on the chase, a breaking ball down and in. Nasty curveball from Brian Wu. And that is the 5th strikeout for the right-hander, 2 away.
That's the pitch he's throwing a whole lot today. And you could tell Jordan wasn't expecting it with that front hip sinker that he threw him earlier in the count. Because Jordan usually doesn't swing and miss at a pitch that far out of the strike zone.
Yeah. There's Isaac Paredes with 2 out and nobody on. He has flied out and popped out. Wu delivers. Inside that hit him. Fastball just kept running in and got Paredes somewhere on the left side, I believe, as Joe Espada out of the dugout along with assistant athletic trainer Rafael Freitas. As Paredes walking, albeit slowly, to first base. And now Freitas meeting up with him maybe 3/4 of the way down the line. And now trainer comes out of the Mariners dugout. There's some concern with Brian Wu, as Dan Wilson following behind closely. Quick chat, by the way, with Paredes and the trainer, and he's going to stay in the game. And Dan Wilson now having a conversation with Wu, who apparently said whatever needed to be said that Wilson and the trainer wanted to hear. He's going to stay in. I wonder if the Mariners were just alarmed by how much Wu missed by on that pitch he hit Paredes with, leading to some concern. Wu at just 71 pitches, working in the 6th inning. Paredes at first, 2 out. Here's Altuve, who has struck out and walked tonight. Mariners lead 3-2, last of the 6. Wu delivers. It's down for a ball with a 2-seamer. So that curveball that Wu struck out Jordan on, that's the only curveball he's thrown in this game.
There you go.
Everything else has been classified as far as breaking balls as either a sweeper or a slider. Swing and a miss, awkward swing at a slider there, down and away. And it's 1-1.
You save those type pitches for those kind of hitters in those situations. So
yeah,
the last pitch you're thinking of in your brain would probably be that pitch right there. So it made sense why he swung at it for swung and missed so far.
Yeah, 75% of his pitches have been either the 4-seamer or the 2-seamer. 1-1 is down, 2-1. So very fastball heavy approach, and it has worked out well for Wu. The righty is the only one up now in the Mariners bullpen. The 2-1. And Altuve pops it up left side of the infield in the foul ground. Raleigh sheds the mask over by the screen, just barely has enough room to make the catch and retire the side. Astros strand a runner, but they get a run on Nick Allen's homer, and we're through 6 innings.
Kia, dream the possibilities.
Seventh inning at Dyken Park. Mariners with a 3-2 lead over the Astros, and Brian Abreu enters the game for Houston, the Astros' third pitcher of the ball game. Abreu, he pitched in Friday's game and gave up 2 runs in the 8th inning to tie the score. Astros wound up winning in extras. Randy Arozarena, the batter, first pitch, and Arozarena takes one a little high for a ball. Arozarena got the scoring started in this game with a home run in the first. Abreu's 1-0. And Arozarena pops it up left side of the infield. Paredes and Pena are over, and it's Pena who makes the two-handed grab for out number 1 on the back rim of the infield dirt. Now it's Dominic Canzone to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI single. So Abreu got credited with the blown save in that game on Friday. That is the first blown save for Abreu in 8 chances this year. First pitch to Canzone. That's down and in. Abreu a 4.5 ERA in 47 games coming into this contest. The 1-0. That's outside. Astros bullpen as a whole has 8 blown saves. That is easily the fewest of any bullpen in the majors. They're the only team in single digits in blown saves. 2-0. And that's outside. Missed with the cutter, and it's 3 balls and no strikes now to Canzone. And Abreu's had issues. It's usually been with the free passes. 3-0. That's right in there, 3-1. The kick and the pitch. Down and in, ball 4. So Canzone draws the 1-out walk. He's reached 3 times in 4 plate appearances on his 29th birthday. Now Julio Rodriguez will stand in, who is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts as well as a flyout. Edward Bizardo continues to throw in the Mariners bullpen, so it looks like Brian Wu is likely done for the game, which, I mean, Bizardo's pretty good, but I think if you're the Astros, you breathe a sigh of relief there. First pitch to Rodriguez is inside for a ball. It was a leadoff walk to Rodriguez in the 8th inning in Friday night's game by Abreu that started all of his trouble. The 1-0. Swing and a miss at a pitch that bounced. And then it hit off Rodriguez before Diaz was able to corral it. 1-1. Rodriguez uses his timeout. Three to 2 Seattle. 1-on-1 out for the Mariners. Top of the 7th. One.
And Rodriguez skies this one pretty deep to left. Alvarez is back in front of the out-of-town scoreboard, and it's off his glove. Going to third, Canzone. Into second, Rodriguez. Looked like Alvarez should have had that, maybe left his feet slightly, but it looked like it went in and out of his glove, and the Mariners now have runners at second and third with one out. That'll be scored as a double. Oh, actually, his glove kind of got stuck as he reached up for it. Kind of got stuck on that out-of-town scoreboard. That ball hit his glove first or the wall?
It hit the wall. His glove got stuck on the way up.
Yep.
He was trying to push the glove up to catch it, and he got caught by one of the little railings that prevented him from getting to it.
That is exactly what happened. So a tough break there for Abreu and the Astros. Diaz out to have a word with Abreu before Josh Naylor stands in. Trip Gibson going out to move things along. Astros will bring the infield in here for Naylor, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a single. 3-2 Seattle, top of the 7th, 1 out. That's Canzone at third and Rodriguez at second. Naylor 1 for 5 with a walk and a strikeout in his career against Abreu. The kick and the pitch. And that is pulled and caught by Walker. Just to Walker's left, didn't even have to move to snag it. And that's a big second out. 105 miles an hour off Naylor's bat. The definition of an atom ball. So the infield can back up for Cole Young, who's 0 for 3.
That'll keep you on your toes at the hot, not the hot corner, but the hot corner on the other side.
Yeah. The warm corner,
Yeah,
if you will.
that.
First pitch to Young, and there's a strike on the outside corner. 97 on the fastball, 0-1. So Abreu with a chance to wiggle out of this if he's able to retire Young. Cal Raleigh on deck, 0-1. Hit off the hands and over the screen. Came in with that cutter, and it's 0-2. It's the biggest thing for Abreu is to be able to get ahead, because he has the weapons to put away just about any big league hitter as long as he's able to get to 2 strikes.
Most definitely, yeah. You can get out of the zone when you're ahead of the hitter. It makes it a whole lot easier to get those strikeout pitches where you need them.
The 0-2 to Young, way high and outside, missed badly with the cutter there, and it's a 1-2 count. Diaz had to get out of his crouch and reach up to make sure that didn't sail to the backstop. Canzone at third, Rodriguez at second for Seattle. Mariners leading by a run with 2 out in the top of the 7th. The 1-2. Swing and a bouncer to the backstop, a cutter running in. And it's 1-2 still, throwing that cutter at 95, one of the harder cutters he has thrown. It's a pitch that Abreu started throwing in June, the cutter, and that seemed to help get him back on track. Runners lead off second and third for Seattle. Another 1-2 to Young. Inside, that hit the batter, that hit his hand. Young's trying to claim it hit his hand, and Trip Gibson agrees with him. They're going to check to see if he swung. He did not, according to Austin Jones. And now the Astros, I'm sure, are going to take a look at it inside to see if that's something they want to challenge. But for now, the bases are loaded. Coming inside once again on Young. And it is a hit by pitch. Does not look like the Astros are going to challenge. That may have gotten some of the hand, but did that get the bat at all?
It looks like it definitely got like the left index and knocking knuckle that you used to knock on the door. So definitely hit that before.
First pitch to Cal Raleigh, swinging a miss at a high fastball. Yeah, it looked like it hit that left hand and then hit the bat.
Yeah, it did. It definitely made contact with his hand first.
So that is a hit by pitch. Raleigh homered his last time. He's also walked. 1 for 2. The 0-1. Up and away with a fastball, 1-1. Raleigh 1 for 11 with 7 strikeouts in his career against Abreu. That one a homer. Trying to strand the bases loaded here. Mariners leading 3-2, bottom of the 6th. 1-1. Breaking ball drops in for a strike, a slider, and Raleigh challenges. And Raleigh's going to win this. That pitch was high, so that's going to flip the count to 2-1.
Seattle has 2 challenges remaining.
So the Mariners have both of their challenges remaining for the ABS. Astros have 1 challenge remaining. So 2-1 now to Cal Raleigh. That's Canzone at third, Rodriguez at second, Young at first for Seattle. Infield back and shaded to pull. Outfield shade slightly to pull as well against the switch hitter batting left. The 2-1 to Raleigh. And he pops it up on the infield behind home now. Yander Diaz going back and won't have a play. That's into the second row. So it's a 2-2 count to Raleigh. A high slider and got Raleigh to swing under it. Abreu the slow walk back to the top of the hill. Trying to strand the bases loaded. Hunched over is Abreu looking in. Now comes set. Hands at about belt level. 2-2 to Raleigh. Hit off the hands, foul into the seats down the right field line. Came in with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Raleigh broke his bat. And he's walking back toward the dugout. Bat Boy came out of the dugout with a bat, but apparently that's not the one Raleigh wants. So now has the preferred bat here. Three to 2 Mariners. Bases loaded. 2 out for Seattle. Bottom of the 6th. Raleigh just now getting back to the batter's box. He's ready for a 2-2. Abreu's been trying to crowd him here. Pitch on the way. And Raleigh pops it up, this time on the infield, playable. Allen racing in, and he makes the catch between second and the pitcher's mound to retire the side. Brian Abreu loads the bases but gets out of it, and it's time to stretch at Daikin Park. Mariners 3.
Today. stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, the sage and blue is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas, reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Your attention, please. Seattle makes a call to the bullpen. The new pitcher, number 83, Edward Pizzardo.
The coyotes wail along the trail. Deep in the heart of Texas, the rabbits rush around the brush. Deep in the heart of Texas, the stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie sky is wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, the sage and blue is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Dyken Park. Mariners with a 3-2 lead over the Astros, and Mariners go to their bullpen, bring in right-hander Edward Pizzardo, who has a 3.11 ERA in 58 games, 55 innings, 54 hits, 16 walks, 54 strikeouts through 2 scoreless innings. In the first game of this series on Friday night, retired all 6 that he faced. Dalton Varsho leads it off, 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch, breaking ball low. Brian Wu out of the game after 6 innings of 2-run ball. Wu just 75 pitches. Gave up solo home runs to Jeremy Pena in the 4th and Nick Allen in the 6th. 1-0. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. Pizzardo's pitched a lot of late. Mentioned he went 2 innings on Friday. Obviously had the day off yesterday. 1-1. And that is pulled and snared on one hop by Naylor, moving to his right. First baseman underhands to Pizzardo, covering in time for the first out. So with his appearance tonight, Pizzardo is pitching for the 3rd time in 4 days. Mentioned he pitched the 2 innings on Friday. He threw 20 pitches in an inning of work the day before that on Thursday in the Bronx against the Yankees. And going back a little further, this is Pizzardo's 3rd appearance in the last, or make that his 4th appearance in the last 6 days. First pitch to Walker, and that's fouled back to the screen. 97 on the fastball in. Walker has struck out twice today.
And it's not that he's working a lot. He's throwing a fair amount of pitches for a reliever every time he's out there. It's not those 8 or 9 pitch outings.
0-1. That is outside. It's a ball and a strike. Yeah, I mentioned 20 pitches exactly in each of his last 2 appearances. One. Breaking ball, and that's cranked deep down the left field line, but it is hooking, and that is going to land just foul into the left field corner. Just didn't have that true trajectory the further it carried. A lot of hook spin. And it's 1-2. Stephen Okert, left-hander, is readying himself in the Astros bullpen. Astros down by a run, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The pitch, swing, and a foul back to the screen on the elevated heater. 1-2 still. Astros a 2.5 game lead over the Rangers for first in the AL West. Rangers losing in Sacramento earlier. One, 2. And that is just outside. Almost came back to the outside corner with that 98-mile-an-hour two-seamer, but it's 2-2.
Safe to say, I think Christian's looking for that slider yet again, because he was right on the one he just missed. I wouldn't hang another one if I was him.
2-2. Swing and a foul, and that got Walker, and he winds up on his back. And now Christian slowly Getting to his feet, Joe Espada and assistant athletic trainer Rafael Freitas out of the dugout. Walker down on one knee, now straightens up. And he's walking with a little bit of a limp, but the good news is he is on his feet as Rafael comes out and checks on him.
Got the right on top of the foot, missed the guard right on top of that big toe. So that one's going to be right on top of the foot, not even the toe, the top part of the foot.
Yeah. Walking it off, that front foot, the left foot. It does appear to be moving a little better the more he walks, but yeah, that does not feel good.
And in these situations too, like I know it's, after taking so many, it's hard to get back in there right away, but the pain is going to be a lot worse in about 4 minutes than it is right now. Best thing to do is just get back in there and go.
All right, he's going to stay in. Still taking his time here. I mean, that was a two-seamer down and in that Walker just basically hit straight off the top of his foot. 3-2 Seattle, 1 out, no one on for the Astros, last of the 7th.
And you just know the exact same pitch is coming back right here too.
Yeah. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Yep, two-seamer down and in. Walker down on strikes. That's the first for Pizzardo when there are 2 out. Brings up Lamont Wade Jr., who is 0 for 2, lined out to third his last time up. Infield shades to pull, outfield straight away. Pizzardo's pitch, and Wade pops it foul over the screen. 0-1. Off day tomorrow for the Astros. Homestand continues with the first of 3 with the Angels on Tuesday. George Klassen, right-hander, will start for the Angels. Astros starter has not been announced. Dana Brown hinting that it could be Christian Javier. 0-1, grounded foul off to the right. Dana on Astro launch before the game. Javier did go out to the bullpen with the relievers before the game, which is probably why the Astros are waiting to announce it, because Javier potentially available in long relief for tonight's game. I want to make sure he didn't come into this game before saying he was possibly going to start Tuesday. Pitch misses down and away, and it's 1-2 now to Wade. And Dana Brown also hinting that Ethan Pecco, who was scratched from his start at AAA Sugarland today, the Astros' top pitching prospect, that he's a possibility to start against the Angels. 1-2, hit sharply in the center, a base hit for Wade. Able to get to one of those two-seamers, hit it back up the middle. That's the Astros' 4th hit of the ball game. Wade's had 2 good swings his last 2 times up. So he's at first base, and that gets Yainer Diaz to the plate as the go-ahead run. Yainer a single and a ground out tonight. Christian Vasquez started behind the plate in each of the first 2 games of this series, and also the last game in San Francisco. So the first time in 4 games that Yainer has started. First pitch, breaking ball low. Yainer held on the swing, says Marvin Hudson. 1-0. But yeah, Ethan Pecco was supposed to start this afternoon for Sugarland, did not. Dana Brown confirming that his scratch was not injury related. 1-0. Ground ball pulled on one hop to the left of the third baseman, who goes to second. Donovan to Young to get the force and retire the side. A 2-out hit, but that's all, and we go to the 8th. Mariners
DanJewelry.com.
Eighth inning at Dyken Park. Mariners with a 3-2 lead over the Astros. Robert Ford, Josh Reddick, producer engineer Matt Bolts in the Houston Methodist broadcast booth. And Stephen Okert is the fourth pitcher of the night for the Astros. Left-hander making his 61st appearance of the season, third most in the American League, 2.08 ERA, 60 and 2/3 innings, 40 hits, 12 walks, and 61 strikeouts for Okert. Face 8-9-1, starting with Weston Wilson, who has walked twice today. He's also flied out, right-handed hitter. Okert threw a scoreless inning on Friday against the Mariners. First pitch, and there's a strike on the inside corner with a slider. 3 runs, 7 hits for Seattle. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Astros. 4 home runs in this ball game. 0-1. That is inside, a ball on the strike. All of them solo. Jeremy Pena and Nick Allen for the Astros. Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh for the Mariners. Mariners also got a run on a Dominic Canzone RBI single in the third. 1-1. Did he go around on the pitch down and in? He did, says Tripp Gibson, and it's 1-2. Hunter Brown started this game for the Astros, but the first 5 gave up 2 runs through 90 pitches. Bennett Souza gave up a run in an inning. Brian Abreu loaded the bases in the 7th, but did not give up a run. 1-2. Slider misses outside. Okert quickly straightens up as he comes set. Here's the 2-2. Head off the hands, blooped right side. Walker to his right makes the catch. 1 away.
Looked like Walker was battling some lights right there. You don't see that very often from an infielder.
Yeah, sure did. At the very end, you can see him kind of lower his head to get a better angle, see that ball out of the lights. 1 out, nobody on for Brock Rod, and he's reached all 3 times tonight. 2 walks, a single. He's also scored a run. Okert's pitch. Slider strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Astros trying to win a series against a team that has become their nemesis. 16-33 against the Mariners since 2023. Swing and a miss at a slider away. And it's quickly 0-2. Okert hunched over, now straightens up as he comes set. Hands away from the body, let her high, the 0-2. In the dirt with the slider, 1-2. Last series win for the Astros over the Mariners came in late May of last year when the Astros were able to take 3 out of 4. Oh, 1-2. That's up and away, 2-2. Mariners won the season series over the Astros, winning 8 of the 13 meetings, culminating in that 3-game sweep over the Astros here at Dyken Park last September. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the high fastball. And Rodden down on strikes. 2 away. 7 strikeouts now for Astros pitchers. Back to the top of the order, and Brendan Donovan. Donovan 0 for 3 with a walk. 3-2 Seattle, top of the 8th. Pitch on the way. And that's hit the other way. Snared on one hop by Paredes, who turned it to a hockey goal. He put his glove between his legs, and he throws to first in time to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Okert. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners 3, Astros.
Visit cchooks.com.
Your attention, please, for Seattle. It's a call to the bullpen. The new pitcher, number 55, Gabe Spire. Leading off for your Houston Astros, pinch hitting for the second baseman, Allen. Number 2, Christian Vasquez. Correction.
3-2, Mariners lead the Astros, bottom of the 8th. Gabe Spire, left-hander, on the pitch for Seattle. And the first batter he'll face will be a pinch hitter, Nelson Velasquez, batting for Nick Allen, who homered earlier in the game. Velasquez joining the Astros on Tuesday. They claimed him off waivers Monday. Spire's first pitch, and that is off the outside corner for a ball. Velasquez started the season with the Cardinals. That's who the Astros got him off of waivers from. Hitting .208 in 36 games. Third game he's played for the Astros. 1-0. Fouled back to the screen. Velasquez 6 home runs in the big leagues this year, 7 at AAA Memphis in 40 games. Spire, a 2.84 ERA in 38 games this year, 31 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 13 walks, 29 strikeouts. After Velasquez, top of the order, Pena on deck, 1-1. Fastball strike on the outside corner at 97. The biggest reason why the Astros picked up Velasquez was for spots like this, for his power against left-handed pitchers, particularly lefty relievers. Does have a home run in 3 at-bats in his career against Spire, but down in the count here, the 1-2. That's high, missed with the fastball, and it's 2-2. Josh Hader is warming in the Astros bullpen, the lefty. Sir Anthony Dominguez, the righty, is up in Seattle's pen. The 2-2. Way inside with a fastball to run the count full. Spire pitched in the first game of this series on Friday night. Had a 1-2-3 inning. 3-2. Swing and a foul off the mid of Raleigh. Bounces to the backstop. 3-2 still. Velasquez, the native of Carolina, Puerto Rico, 5th-round pick of the Cubs back in 2017. Playing in his first home game with the Astros. 3-2. And Velasquez pops it up right side shallow. Naylor is out. So is the second baseman Young. Young with the call in, a two-handed catch. Moving toward the line for the first out. Here's Pena. He homered to get the Astros on the board in the 4th, 1 for 3. Pena and Nick Allen with the Astros home runs tonight. Jordan's on deck. Pitch on the way. There's a strike on the outside corner with a slider. First time that Jeremy Pena has faced Gabe Spire. The 0-1. And that's lifted in the left. Late break on it for Rosarena, but he gets there and makes the catch. Looks like he had some trouble with the lights there at the end. But initially didn't read that well off the bat. 2 away, and here's Jordan.
Yeah, that's not an easy play either. We talked about that one that Varsho had earlier in tonight's game. That one hit right at you as a corner outfielder that's not moving, just as equally as hard. And like you said, looked like he was battling maybe a little bit of lights as well.
Jordan 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of deep flyouts and a strikeout. 2 for 10 with a homer in his career off Spire. Left on left matchup. Pitch on the way. Fastball strike on the outside corner at 97. 0-1. the Mariners bullpen that's given up the fewest home runs of any bullpen in baseball. They've also thrown the fewest innings. 0-1. And that is pulled into right, a base hit. Canzone playing very deep. He picks it up on the edge of the warning track. And Jordan is on with a single. Cam Smith's going to run for him now, representing the tying run.
That's all pure hitter Jordan Alvarez you just saw right there. Staying on a slider from a guy who throws 97 miles an hour, still finds a way to barrel it up and to get a base hit out of it.
Pete Woodworth out to the mound before Paredes stands in. Mariners have Dominguez ready in their pen, it would appear. All the infielders joining in on the conference. Paredes 0 for 3 in his career against Spire. Cam Smith, the runner at first, replacing Jordan. Paredes tonight is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch his last time up. 3-2 Seattle, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th.
A nice homer, then handed over to Josh Hader. See if I can put something into play here.
Donovan guarding the line at third, first pitch. Missed outside, ball 1. Outfield is deep and straight away. Infield shaded to pull. Big hole on the right side with Naylor holding on Smith. The 1-0. And Paredes lifts this in the left, and that's down for a base hit. Smith goes to second. Back-to-back singles for the Astros. And they now have the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead run at first for Jose Altuve. Picked on the slider near the bottom of the zone.
Paredes swinging early in the count. Second pitch of the at-bat.
And Dan Wilson isn't going to let the lefty face Altuve. He's going to call upon the righty Dominguez. This call to the bullpen with the Astros down by a run, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Brought to you by Landry's Restaurants, leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming with over 600 locations nationwide. Find out more.
Dealer.
Right-hander Sir Anthony Dominguez enters for Seattle. 4.64 ERA in 49 games. This is his 7th appearance with the Mariners. 42 2/3 innings, 35 hits, 27 walks, 50 strikeouts. Here's the situation. Astros trailing by a run, 3-2. Mariners lead it. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Cam Smith, the tying run at second. He pinch ran for Jordan after he singled. Isaac Paredes singled. He's at first, the go-ahead run. And Jose Altuve at the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He tripled off of Dominguez last night and is 3 for 5 off of this right-hander with a walk. First pitch. And Altuve pops it up on the infield. Racing in. Young, and it drops. And everybody's going to be safe. Are you kidding me? Infield pop-up between the pitcher's mound and second base, closer to second, and nobody caught it. How does that happen?
That is the definition of a Jose Altuve hit right there at its finest.
So the bases are now loaded for Dalton Varsho. Varsho is 0 for 3 tonight. That is amazing that that ball was not caught. Let's see if the Astros can take advantage, but first, Raleigh wants to go to the mound. Donovan and Rodden will join in on the meeting. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Houston Astros radio network. Bases loaded, 2 out for the Astros. Mariners lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Raleigh heading back to his position after a mound visit. Dalton Varsho, the batter. Tying run is Smith at third. Go-ahead run Paredes at second. Altuve at first. Varsho 0 for 3 tonight. A career .307 hitter with the bases loaded. First pitch by Dominguez, and Varsho lines it down the right field line. Ball is hooking. Will it stay fair? No. Foul by about 5 feet. Strike one. Well, that got everybody out of their chair.
We haven't heard excitement out of the ballpark all night until that foul ball.
All right, bases full of Astros, an 0-1 count to Varsho. Dominguez delivers. Down and in with a fastball at 98. Raleigh with the backhand. 1-1. Outfield straight away and fairly deep. Infield back shaded to pull. 1-1. Varsho pops it up third base side, foul ground. Racing over is the third baseman Donovan, but that's 4 rows behind the Seattle dugout. And it's 1-2. A base hit will at least tie it, if not give the Astros the lead. Dominguez with the 1-2. Swing and a foul back to the screen. It's been all fastballs from Dominguez to Varsho. That one at the top of the zone at 99. Smith the tying run at third. Go ahead run Paredes at second. Altuve at first. 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. Went with the splitter, and Varsho strikes out, and the Mariners leave them loaded, or strand them loaded, as the Astros with 3 straight 2-out hits but no runs. And we go to the 9th.
more.
Wheezy, baby.
Hey, I'm back. Yeah.
Ninth inning at Dyken Park. Mariners with a 3-2 lead over the Astros. Rubber game of this 3-game series. And Josh Hader comes on the pitch for the Astros with them down by a run. Not a sight we see often. And he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Mariners, starting with Randy Arozarena, who homered his first time up. He's 1 for 4. Pitch on the way. And the fastball's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1, and it's challenged.
Hitter's challenging.
And Arozarena is going to lose this challenge. This pitch is very much a strike. The entire ball is in the strike zone.
Bad challenge.
Pitch a strike. Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
Bad challenge.
To say the least. 0-1. Did he hold up on the breaking ball down? No, he did not. That's according to Marvin Hudson at first. A bevy of defensive changes for the Astros. Pinch runners, Cam Smith stays in the game and right. Lamont Wade Jr. moves over to left. And Jose Altuve, who had been the DH, is now at second after Allen was pinch hit for. The 0-2. And that is lined down the left field line, hooking, and a fair ball that'll bound all the way to the corner. Played out of the corner by Wade, but not before Arozarena gets into second base with a double. His second extra base hit of the night. Arozarena's 26th double of the season. And now it's Dominic Canzone to the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI single. Hader pitched in the first game of this series on Friday, came on in the 9th in a tie game. Gave up a couple of hits, but no runs. Pitch on the way. And that's down and away for a ball. So with Hader coming in here, it's not a situation, Red, where he hasn't had a lot of work. I think it's a situation where Joe feels like he wants to keep it right here and give the Astros a chance to come back in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-0. That's outside. Seems like Joe feels maybe Andres Munoz, the Mariners closer who's warming right now, is gettable.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hader gives you your best shot to keep this game close. And, you know, you have an off day tomorrow as well, so it doesn't really affect you that much. He can get a full day's rest, depending on how many pitches he does throw, and be ready to go for the next one.
2-0. Check swing, bounce foul behind home. Wasn't trying to make contact. That was a high fastball up and in. Canzone's bat basically inadvertently hit the baseball as he was trying to get out of the way. So it's 2-1 to Canzone. Arozarena leads off second. Nobody out. Top of the 9th. 3-2 Seattle. Hader delivers. And that's high. 3-1. Astros in the bottom of the 9th will send up 6, 7, and 8. Walker, Wade, and Diaz. And keep in mind, with the Astros putting Altuve in the field, the 3-1. That's hit foul over the screen. That means the pitcher spot is the 9 spot, which would be due up 4th in the bottom of the 9th. Taylor Trammell and Christian Vasquez are the 2 position players remaining on Joe Espada's bench. Now Canzone uses his timeout. Left-handed hitter is ready. Hader, a look down at Arozarena at second. 3-2 is bounce foul behind home on a slider away. 3-2 still. Canzone had one of the 2 hits off of Hader in his scoreless inning on Friday. Josh Naylor had the other. The 2 left-handed hitters with hits off Hader. Another 3-2. And Canzone pops it foul. Third base side out of play. The at-bats that the Mariners have turned in the entire series have been pretty impressive.
All 3 games, top to bottom. I mean, you talk about guys like Donovan. We talk about guys like even, the newcomer Rodden going up there. These guys foul off a lot of pitches and really make you work.
3 straight fouled off by Canzone. Here's the 8th pitch to him. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Diaz. High fastball finishes him off, and there is one away in the top of the 9th. That'll bring up Julio Rodriguez, who has a double in 4 trips tonight. Rosarena with the lead off second. Hader with the delivery. And Rodriguez cranks it deep to center. Varsho is back onto the warning track. Makes the catch. His back crashes into the wall. Tagging and on his way to third base goes Rosarena. Right at the 409 foot marker. That's where Varsho, just below that, imprinted his back into the fence.
The ball was very loud off the bat. I thought they had a chance of getting out of here. Even after Hader's reaction, he thought it had a chance getting out. He just put his head down like pitchers do when they thought they give up a 1. But when you hit the dead center here, you better get every piece of that baseball.
All right, Josh Naylor stands in. He had the infield hit off of Hader on Friday, 1 for 4 tonight. Lined out his last time. Another left-on-left matchup. Pitch on the way. And that's a ground ball right side. Walker to his right. He grabs a tricky hop. Underhands to Hader, covering in time. And the side is retired. Leadoff double goes to waste for Seattle. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Mariners 3, Astros. .02 to learn more. Bottom of the 9th, Mariners with a 3-2 lead over the Astros, trying to take the rubber game of this 3-game series. And Andres Munoz on to try and get the final 3 outs. Munoz, a 4.47 ERA in 47 games, 21 saves and 28 chances, 44 in the 3rd innings, 38 hits, 17 walks, 70 strikeouts. And the first batter he'll face will be the man who walked him off on Friday night, Christian Walker. The walk-off 3-run home run off Andres Munoz to cap the Astros comeback in the 10th. As the Astros scored 5 runs off of Munoz. First pitch to Walker, and he takes a fastball strike on the inside corner at 101. That home run by Walker came on a slider. And it was the first time Munoz had allowed a run to the Astros in his last 16 appearances. The Astros hadn't scored against him since 2023, 0-1. That's high, missed with the fastball. That one 102, and it's 1-1. Sir Anthony Dominguez, Munoz's predecessor, struck out Dalton Varsho with the bases loaded to extinguish the Astros threat in the 8th. 1-1. Fastball misses low. Not surprising that Walker hasn't seen a slider yet. It's 2-1. After Walker, it's Wade and then Diaz scheduled, and the fourth spot is the pitcher spot. And it would probably be Taylor Trammell to pinch hit if it gets that far. 2-1. That is a little low, and it's challenged by Raleigh.
The catcher challenging.
And they're going to lose this challenge, and it's the Mariners' last. That pitch was indeed low.
Pitches the ball. Seattle has no challenges remaining.
So a 3-1 count now to Walker. All fastballs so far, and the slowest of them was 101. Munoz hunched over as he looks in, now straightens up and comes set at the letters. The 3-1. Ground ball softly hit third base side over to his right. Donovan, he has it, throws across in time, and there's one out. Really jammed Walker there with that heater, which wasn't a strike. Brings up Lamont Wade Jr. 1 for 3 with a single tonight. Wade has faced Munoz twice before and has struck out both times. Munoz delivers. Fastball inside. A.J. Blueball warming in the Astros bullpen just in case. The 1-0. Slider outside. Outfield straightaway and deep. Donovan even with third and off the line as the infield shades to pull. First baseman Naylor guarding the line against the lefty. 2-0. Outside, 3-0. So Munoz, 6 of his 8 pitches have missed the zone. And you'd have to imagine Wade's taking at least one pitch here. Chokes up on the bat. 3-0. Strike on the outside corner. Wade thought that might have been outside, but it's 3-1. That pitch was high, by the way, but not challenged.
I don't think he realized they had a challenge left, so he kind of had to wait too long.
3-1. That's definitely outside, and that's ball 4. So Wade draws the walk, something he's very proficient at doing. That is the 16th walk Wade has drawn in his 33 games with the Astros. So that gets the tying run on and gets the winning run to the plate in Yainer Diaz, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Astros with 3 walk-off wins this year, and 2 of them have been against the Mariners, including Friday night. Outfield remains deep. Center fielder Rodriguez shades slightly the other way. Infield back, shaded slightly to pull. First pitch. And Diaz looks at a slider for a strike on the outside corner. Yainer 0 for 7 in his career off Munoz with 3 strikeouts. Taylor Trammell on deck to hit. 0-1. Fastball outside. Munoz, the native of Los Mochis, Mexico, 2-time All-Star. Most recently last year. 1-1. Fastball at the knees, and that's challenged by Yainer. He thought it was low.
Called a strike. The hitter's challenging.
And Yainer's incorrect. That pitch is at the knees, so the Astros lose their final ABS challenge. Of course, you get to extra innings, you get a challenge back. So neither team with a challenge remaining. It's a 1-2 count to Yainer. With 1 out, runner on, 3-2 Mariners, bottom of the 9th. 1-2. And Diaz pops it first base side. That'll reach the seats foul behind the Astros dugout by about 10 rows. Rangers lost earlier. An Astros win would give them a 3-game lead in the division. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him at 102, and it looked like he quickened up his delivery there as well. And the Astros are down to their final strike, or final out. Taylor Trammell will hit for Hader with the pitcher spot now in play in this game. And this will prompt a mound visit. by Raleigh and all the infielders joining in. Trammell, the former Mariner, former teammate of Munoz, looking to be a hero for the Astros here. Trammell on the season hitting .224, .315 on base percentage, 7 homers, 20 runs batted in. Everyone headed back to their position. What do you feel like is the key for a left-handed hitter like Trammell against a pitcher like Munoz?
I'm going up there. The guy, the way he throws so hard, I'm not trying to pull anything, get the fastball, try to shoot the other way, pass it up to the next guy at the top of the order.
Outfield is super deep. First pitch. And Trammell takes a slider for a strike on the inside corner.
He's throwing 100 miles an hour. I don't want to sit on that slider. I want to react to that slider and just let my hitting abilities take over.
Naylor holding on Wade. Middle infield bat shaded to pull. 0-1. Fastball strike on the inside corner at 102, and the Astros are down to their final strike. Munoz straightens up as he comes set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a changeup down and away. Trammell strikes out, and that is the ball game. The Seattle Mariners continue their dominance over the Houston Astros, taking 2 out of 3 in the series after winning tonight 3-2. Astros with a 2-game lead atop the AL West over the Rangers. We'll be back with the Gallery Furniture.
Houston Astros Play-by-Play is brought to you by Houston Methodist, the official healthcare provider for the Houston Astros. Houston Methodist, leading medicine. Reliant Energy, official energy provider of the Houston Astros. By your Houston area Lexus dealers. By Landry's, the leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Houston Astros. Insperity, HR that makes a difference. By Gallery Furniture. By Landry's, the leader in dining, hospitality, entertainment, and gaming. Take 5 Oil Change. Daniels Jewelers. PNC Bank, official partner of the Houston Astros. Bluebell. Look for Bluebell at your local grocer and pick some up today. By Doctors Guy and Teddy Lewis and the Texas Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. LoveThatSmile.com. By Whataburger, just like you like it. By Honda, for a great deal, visit your Greater Houston Honda dealer today. By the Texas Lottery.